think about how your student is struggling or has struggled in the past. Has struggled in the past with executive functioning skills. Yeah, thank you. Working memory, remembering and using information, inhibitory control, managing impulses and staying focused, cognitive flexibility, adjusting to new rules or perspective or changes. A lot of times when things are not moving according to the way that you want, this can get affected. So flexibility, fluidity. Why is it important? Supports learning and academic success, helps with organization and planning, builds independence and responsibility, and strengthens social and emotional skills. Some of the examples where executive functioning comes up is, I'm sure you guys have seen this, right? Missing material, forgot homework, big feelings over small changes, procrastination, drifting off during chores. Anything you resonate with, or your child, you've seen it within your household? All of them? All of them? Well, I like how you're not shy about that. Yeah, this happens even for adults, right? Like we all kind of struggle with this. But as adults, we know how to, some of us, know how to move past the slump that we're dealing with in the moment and get the task done. However, when there is some sort of like ADHD involved, then there needs to be some structure in place. Okay, so let's do this together. We have this activity that I've planned. So think of a child, if you have multiple children. I know you have a preschooler, 2 preschoolers, I think it'll be different for you. You can think about how are there any struggles during bedtime or morning time, right? That could be something that you can put on here, okay? Transitions could be a big one too, right? So if you have multiple kids, you can pick one student that you feel like is, or you can do multiple. So let's do this together, and then we can inshallah talk about it. So take a couple of minutes. Check where all, or if one that
Where they have trouble?
we have trouble, yeah. Where executive functioning shows up.
What does it mean by social events?
Social events as in like when you, let's say I added that on because it wasn't on there. It could be like any type of big gathering or like even family events, right? Like sometimes for some children, right, for some students, if you don't let them know in advance that, hey, X, Y, or Z is happening, then they freak out, right? Like, why are so many people are coming? Like, or I'm not ready for this, right? So I've heard that. So I put that on there to see if anybody kind of resonates.
Yeah, one of mine.
Yeah?
Same.
Yeah. Right. Doesn't like change. For those of you all who are joining online, this is the worksheet that we're working on right now. Think of a student that you have in your household who struggles with the things that are listed on here, and write two or three examples, and then we can talk about it. if you all have any questions, you can also put it in here as we move along during this workshop, inshallah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Come sit closer.
Yeah, we're doing an activity.
Yep, we're doing back here. Oh, this is. These are. So the activity. So any what age group? Schooler? Okay. So executive functioning are like skills that students slash children, teens need to be able to be successful in a classroom setting, home setting. Um, this could be planning, organizing, working memory. So do you have transitions can be do you have because you're a student and you have the struggles that they go through with, do they have a hard time with bedtime? Do they have a hard time morning routine? And then what kind of examples? Yeah, do if you have questions for me. And then we can work, and then we'll go over it together. Couple more minutes.
Are you guys finished, or do
You're
you
done?
need a few more minutes?
Okay, so somebody want to share? I can share. Okay, so I can start and then y'all can. So I have a fifth grader who has been recently diagnosed with ADHD and a learning disorder. So two Emmys. Mornings are rough. For the life of me, I cannot get him up. All of these listed are on here, even for social events. Like he is a very social individual, but also knows when his social battery is depleted. So, but then again, it's like it gets depleted at the wrong time. So, couple of examples, like even like this morning, it's very hard for him to get dressed. I have to literally lay everything out for him. If not, then I think 2 weeks ago, I had laid everything out for him, and I had to run here, and he forgot to get dressed, and he went to school in his pajamas. So it's we are like struggling to the T. So if I don't lay everything out for him, and if I don't simplify things for him, then he's not going to do it. He won't remember, right? And the homework time, evening time too. Like that's another example. Can't sit still. Always needs to move around. Yeah, this is like my child in a nutshell.
I have an 8th grader as well, and same thing, diagnosed with ADHD. We've known for a couple of years now, but like it made a lot of sense when we got the diagnosis because he has a lot of different struggles. One is procrastination. He will procrastinate like no other till the last possible second. Also, he's good, alhamdulillah, because I was so stringent on teaching him organization skills. So he's good at like organizing himself. He knows he has to do his work, stuff like that. But then task initiation is a huge debate. The phone is a big distraction, but you have to kind of be, what I think of it is like hands-on with him. I have to literally walk up to him. Okay, Yusuf, we're turning off the phone. Okay, now we're starting our homework. What do you need to start? And like reminding him basic things that like at his age level, you would think that he would remember, but it's because, he's always struggled with these kind of things. And like, there is no real, like, there's only strategies that we could do. There's no real like cure, right? So So knowing that about him and stuff has helped, alhamdulillah, like create certain systems in our house that, you know, make him do the work that he needs to do. Alhamdulillah, he's responsible. It's not that he's irresponsible. But said starting a task, staying on track. These are all struggles that maybe other kids don't experience. A lot of kids do experience like trouble with executive functioning skills without having a diagnosis.
Yeah.
We're not saying that
Yeah.
they're all like that, but it's because maybe they were never taught like systematically things, right? You know, in school they kind of got by. Maybe they were smart. They did their homework quickly. They, you know, were able to get through grade after grade without much negative effects. But then when they get to middle school, that's where it really shows. Middle school is where like it's obvious, right, that certain skills are deficits. But any of you guys want to share any struggles that you have with your kids?
Yeah, I have two kids. So one of them is very good. She doesn't mind socializing. She was in daycare for a very long time like that. And started here like operation with up with them, going to school together, like school with the teacher. So she has all at the end of the program now almost a month. And once we started, she was freaking out. She doesn't want them. So she's following up her mentor by let's say and also social media. People was a kid that see like something going on. Playing with them just for the one thing in the whole area. So
Yeah, these are skills that you're going to learn over time. And it's not one fit for everyone, right? Everybody learns at their own pace. Anybody else want to share? Yeah.
So I'm a preschooler,
Okay.
and so he has a hard time transitioning from, if he's having fun at a place, for example, his cousin's house.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to leave. Like he will throw a big tantrum, and we have like he's like a plant. He will swing his bag, and we have to carry him like a piece of wood.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a struggle.
Yeah.
Unless he takes a toy from himself, which we don't want to do.
Right. Yeah, that's challenging. How do you navigate that? What has worked?
It's carrying like a plane. We try to negotiate with him. We can come back, we can play with the toys, and we can go.
Yeah.
But he doesn't listen.
Yeah.
So sometimes having something like that they think of as secure, like a toy or something with them, really helps them kind of like feel like a little bit of like security or like safety, right? And that can make a big difference, I think. Or if you like keep it in the car or something that like he really wants with him, like you use it as a reward. You can get it if you not act like this. Let's walk like we always do, like that. Kind of holding that thing that he wants as a reward.
So the thing is, we don't want him to get used to it because whenever he will go to other places, he will think that this toy belongs to me and I have to take it home. So that's one thing I'm struggling.
Oh, you mean like taking something from somebody else's
Yeah.
house? Oh, I thought having something from your house.
No, like
Oh, can he- yeah.
His cousin's house and he wants like somebody's
Oh.
back.
No, so like, can he bring a toy that's special to him,
Mhm.
so that he plays with it, and then when y'all are leaving, then it can come back with him.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like when you're going to school, having that toy or whatever it is with him, and then he says bye to it. He leaves it in the car, and then when you're coming to pick him up, I don't know if he gives you a hard time when you pick him up from school, but telling him like I have it, it's in the car, let's go get it, like that, kind of like as a motivation.
Yeah, it's a trial and error. So if it might not work today, it might work tomorrow, right? So we got to be consistent. That's the key here. We have to be consistent.
When my son was in preschool, he had these two little toys. It was like Sonic and I don't know, some other little toy that he just kept in his hand. He just like always in his hand. Like we went through so much to try to like get him to put it down. The teacher was, alhamdulillah, a lot of help by telling him he could keep it in his cubby. And whenever like they have like a recess time or whatever, he can go get it, and then he puts it back and says bye to it and like that. Like he takes it home. It was like a safety thing.
Yeah.
They feel more like
Attached to it.
attached to it, and they just don't want to let go. It's like it's a developmental thing as well.
One of my kids had an issue with the plank thing, especially when it's hard. I'd be at the park, I'd be like, it's time to go home, and it would be like, yeah. So what I developed was, as soon as we entered the park, I was looking at the time, so it's 3 o'clock right now, we're leaving at 4. And then I would put, they like this quack alarm, it was like a duck.
Yeah.
And I would say, I'm gonna put 2 alarms, one is 10 minutes and one is 1 minute. And so at 10 minutes, they knew that they had to like do whatever they wanted to do. Like if they wanted to finish like their game, if they wanted to make a sand castle, whatever it is that they wanted, they had 10 minutes left. And then at 1 minute, I told them that they had to like clean. Like if they had to like get their sand toys, they had to like get their balls, whatever it is, they had like 1 minute to transition, like get their stuff. If they wanted to pick one more leaf, whatever it is. Like,
Yeah, that's excellent.
get whatever they wanted. Timing thing. And then
That's a good
at
idea.
1 minute,
That's one of our suggestions.
Yeah, timer is a.
I would just walk.
That's good. That's
You gotta walk out.
You have to walk out. I actually left my
You have
kid
to
at
pretend.
ITC Park once.
You have to pretend you're leaving.
So I told her mom, I was like, I need to follow through. She's not listening. I told her just watch her. Just make sure she doesn't run into the. This is before the
Yeah.
thing. I was like, just make sure she's safe. I'm gonna do the stunt. So I got in the car with other 2 kids. I left, and she saw the car leaving,
Yeah.
and I just turned back around.
Right.
But I literally left. So I was like, I will do it again. And it never happened again. But
It's stick to it.
have to follow through.
Yes.
If I say I'm leaving you, I am leaving you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
A few times down the road, maybe 2 times down the road, but there's enough will just actually leave.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Luckily, I had a friend who could like make sure she was safe.
Right.
But like, you know.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I have walked out of the park. I haven't. By the time I go to my car, they're running towards the car. So.
Yeah.
I was
So I won't challenge you.
alhamdulillah.
And anybody else before we move on?
I have first grade and fifth grade and kind of different things. Like for AM, fifth grader does fine, but the first grader needs me to be with her every step of the way.
Yeah.
So I'm like constantly leaving the kitchen and giving her presents. She's doing stuff, but she like wants to have that. I don't know. But the fifth grader, if he gets to, I forget last time someone said, what was the last name? To motivate them. A little mystery time in the morning.
Yes.
So he'll get himself ready so he can have that, like after
Oh,
breakfast.
yeah, that's a reward system. That's really good.
So he gets ready really quick and then he has his free time, playtime. But the first grader kind of needs to be reminded for every step.
Yeah.
But then bedtime is kind of opposite. The fifth grader wants to keep doing his free time. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
The first grader is like tired and she wants to read her book and go to sleep. So it's like,
You're on opposites every day.
but
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
I mean, I had bedtime as well, homework as well, because sometimes our fifth grader is really good doing homework, but sometimes he might get intimidated if there's a lot to do. And he might figure out stuff. Same as eating. If he's eating, he doesn't like eating at all for some reason. Whenever he's eating, like he'll start playing with his sister, or he'll get up and find something else to do and come back to the table, and we have to tell him something like, "Gotta eat your food."
Yeah.
Sit on the table.
Right. Yeah. That's so interesting. Like, does the fifth grader is able to like overcome the struggle in the moment to do homework or whatever?
Yeah, it
He
takes
is
some
able to.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it takes some time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anybody else before we move on? Okay.
All right, so it sounds like all these things that we've been saying to do with executive functioning is sounding familiar to you guys. So like difficulty starting or finishing tasks, trouble following multi-step directions, right? Frequently loses homework, supplies, whatnot, struggles with time management, easily frustrated when we're changing routines, right? So an estimated 45% of learners have some form of executive functioning dysfunction, right? Which means like struggle, right? And an estimated 70% or more of students struggle with specific things to do with executive functioning, like concentration or time management or organization or prioritizing what they should do first, second, whatnot. So it is very common. How can parents help? This is the time that you guys have been waiting for, right? So we know all these things about our kids and what they struggle with. So how can we help, right? So one thing is creating routine and structure, right? As hard as it is to do that sometimes in our house because things come up or whatnot, having a routine that kids can look forward to or like know already, right, makes a big difference. Having that structure and saying, okay, you know, when I say that's it, screen time is done, it's done, right? Not 5 more minutes, not 1 more minute, not nothing, it's done, right? And like we said, using a timer can really help with that. Break tasks into different smaller steps, right? So if there's several different homeworks, you have to break it up and say, you know, let's do this right now. Let's take a 5-minute snack break, whatever. Let's do this other task. Maybe let's pray Asad, and then we'll come back to that next task right after Asad. Like that, you have to kind of show them the path and lay it out for them so that they can understand, okay, now I know what to do, right? Because that's what they struggle with, is knowing what to do. Right, using a visual schedule or a checklist. Actually, after our parent circle last time, I made a checklist for my son. I actually went and I laminated it and I put it on the like the door right next to the closet. So he knows, like he goes to it and he knows, okay, I've done this. Okay, now I have to do this. And before I go downstairs, like I put that there, and then I put another one right next to the door where we leave, the garage door. Where what he has to take to the garage, because remember the shoe incident. so that has helped a lot. He actually like on his own goes to it, checks it, and he's good. Like I don't need prompting anymore. I don't need reminders. I don't need to get frustrated myself. So it really helps to have a visual.
Is it interactive? Like it's easy, like checking off?
It's just like big print of like check boxes. Yeah. I told him he can use an Expo if he wants, but that's going to take too much effort.
Yeah.
Modeling organization skills. So if you want your child to have a clean and organized backpack, it's going to literally take hands-on, right? Let's dump this out. Let's see, what do we need? What don't we need? And let's do this, you know, maybe 2-3 times a week, right? On certain days. Like Monday, I know sometimes they come home with a bunch of graded work, right, in the folder. So tell him or sit down with him and be like, okay, let's see what all these graded works are, right? And do we need them? Should we keep them or should we toss them, right? And let's, okay, put back the folder in the backpack like that. Sometimes it takes a lot of hands-on with your kid, whatever age they are, by the way. It doesn't matter. Like, this is my 5th grader I'm referring to in my head, like, when I'm talking to you guys. Because it's just, like, that sometimes he's so, like, scattered that he doesn't focus, okay, I have to do this now, right? So it takes me like standing over him sometimes, but over time he started to do it on his own. Like right now, this week, he started to do it on his own. But like for the past few weeks, since school started, I've had to like tell him, okay, did we clean it out? Is everything good in there? You know, I have to keep reminding, but eventually it will work.
I like how you're asking him, like, do we need this?
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah, I want him to decide. Yeah, I actually threw out one of his homeworks.
This is more all the time, but sometimes it's
They will say no. You kind of have to insist on it. You kind of have to like, you're not doing anything. We're not moving from here. You can have your little moments if you need it, but we're not moving. We're sitting right here until we do this, right? Like you really have to like, you know, like.
If my kid says no, I'll say show me. show me why.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they actually don't need to. Like my crazy one, when I would not say in front of her, but the one who's special, like she'll say like, no, I don't need to, and I'll be like, okay, show me why. And she'll be like, well, because like my teacher told me to leave this homework in here. It's only half done. We're gonna go home and do the whatever it is. Situation. She's actually right, like you know, but like she has to like prove to me that like no, I actually don't need to take this out of my.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they do surprise you.
Yeah, they have logical reasoning behind
Yeah.
it. So
But praising them when they do show the results that you want is always a good thing. Like, wow, mashallah, you cleaned out your backpack on your own and so proud of you, right? Just something so simple can make a huge difference.
Oh, so, yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
For the checklist for like the kids who can't meet yet, you can just use pictures.
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah. Something that's visual.
Yeah, and then like using like stickers to get them more engaged, whatever they like and stuff. So what about the other times when there's artwork and I have thrown that stuff away?
Sometimes they get really attached to things and they want to keep them. What I've done is like I've walked my son over to like where we keep things that we want, and okay, we're gonna put it here. This is where we're gonna keep it, and then like at the end of the year we'll decide if we want to keep it forever.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're really proud of it, right? And they don't want to throw it in the garbage. They don't want to see it in the garbage. So they're really attached to it.
we have a magnet system. Each kid has one clippy magnet on the fridge,
Okay.
and they decide what goes up there. So each of them has something that they have right now.
Yeah.
And if they have a new piece of artwork, they have to decide, do they like it better than what's currently up on the fridge?
Yeah.
So they can swap it out.
Yes.
Okay.
You're not going to put 10 things on the
They
refrigerator.
each get one magnet.
How big is the magnet?
It's one clippy magnet.
Okay.
Like, so they just,
Just like the small one. Okay.
yeah, like, they just can clip their paper up.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. And like one of my kids likes to swap it all the time.
Yeah.
And so he's constantly like throwing away his old work, putting up new work. One of them is like, no, I drew this owl. This owl will stay there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so those are some
Good
things.
idea.
No, I struggle with my own organization, so I can see it in my kids, right? So when we talk about like modeling, like we have to work on ourselves intentionally to be able to reflect that on our kids. So it's a work in progress on my end.
All right, so here are just some practical strategies, right? I know it's small, you might not be able to see it, but a homework tip, right? Designate a quiet space in your home, right? It could be anywhere in your home as long as there's no distractions, right? There's no TV going, there's no things that will make them want to get up and not sit still in that spot, right? Set a timer. So the Pomodoro method, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's this actually tomato clock, right? So like it's like the one you use for like baking a cake, right? You wind it up, and you can wind it up, I think, up to an hour. But basically the method tells you to do no more than 20 to 25 minutes. And during that time, they have to finish whatever task is in front of them. And it's like right there, the timer, so they know, they can see, and they work on their work. And then after that timer goes off, they get a little break. Whatever that break may be, to get a snack, to get whatever. The break can also be timed as to like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Or maybe they just want to work and finish everything. So you could put it maybe 30 minutes, something like that. I wouldn't recommend for elementary age students more than 30 minutes. Sometimes older kids can manage like 45 minutes, but then they need a longer break. They need a 15-minute break after that. So that's just like one tip for working on homework and staying like consistent with homework. As far as time management, they get these planners. A lot of students unfortunately don't use them, but in order to use them, you really have to yourself, like Sayyida said, model it, right? Show them how, show them where to write, show them what to write, right? They have so many subjects, mashallah. They like from math to English to Islamic studies, all these different things, right? Some subjects don't give homework, so maybe a good tip would be to don't write. If there's no homework, don't write it there, or write no homework for other subjects, something like that. And then write like in each box, you know, you have to model it, like say, here, I'll do the first one for you. What homework do you have today, right? And then show, okay, this is what you have to do every time. And like sometimes what worked for me was like even if my kid didn't write down their homework during the day, like I will like stop the first thing when we get home. Okay, show me your planner. Oh, you didn't write something down. Okay, so what do you remember? What do you have? Okay, let's write it. This is where we're gonna write it. And just being consistent with that, over time they will get it.
Somebody just shared, let me just read. I have one frame for each kid hung in the kitchen, and the display work can be easily changed, and it stores previous artwork too.
That's awesome.
I've seen it on Instagram.
Very good recommendation.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Yes. As far as emotional regulation, encouraging taking deep breaths if they're feeling overwhelmed, if they're feeling like they can't do this, if they're starting to like tear up or whatnot, you feel like their nervous system is out of whack, right? You need to like model that as well, right? Let's take a deep breath together, right? And just kind of let's take a break. Maybe we can't handle this right now. Let's come back to it in a little bit, right? And be consistent about coming back to it, not just like forgetting about it, right? There is this website, it's called the OT Toolbox. They have a lot of different suggestions on how to help your child self-regulate or teach those emotional regulation skills. But validating feelings goes a long way, right? Telling them that I know that you're feeling overwhelmed. It makes sense. It's okay to feel this way. You're feeling frustrated because certain thing happened, right? Showing that you do understand their feelings as opposed to just dismissing them goes a long way as well.
So I just want to add something on this, right? Like co-regulation is so important. If you get frustrated, and if your child is getting frustrated, there's no win, right? Nobody's winning. So it's really important to, if you feel like it's like modeling that behavior. So if you feel like you are getting overwhelmed, hey, like I need 5 minutes, I'm gonna be back, and then we can talk about this. So that way you are showing them it's okay to take 5, right? And it's hard, I understand, but like we want to be able to set that skill in place now.
Mm-hmm. Right, and we already talked about checklists. Simple things like make your bed, brush your teeth, wash your face, brush your hair, get dressed, things like that, like a checklist. It's worked miracles for me. Setting time limits for things, breaking down different kinds of homework assignments. So if assignment is overwhelming for your son or daughter, maybe breaking it into different steps, right? Like step 1, we're gonna do this first question, and then maybe the last question is really easy. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna come back to the rest, right? Something like that, right? Where you're actually breaking it up for them so that they don't get overwhelmed. Using a planner, we've discussed that as well. It does take hand-holding sometimes, right? Especially with the younger kids, in order to teach that skill and reinforce it, right? Spelling out the rationale, right? A lot of our kids ask us why. Why do you want me to do this? Why right now? Why should I listen? Why? Right? You really have to over-explain sometimes because it's good for you, because it creates this, right? You kind of have to get their buy-in, basically. And the more you're explain to your child these things, the more they understand, the more they will by themselves do it next time, right? So it kind of just takes, like it says, spelling it out. Exploring different ways of learning, right? Not all kids learn the same way. Some kids are hands-on kinesthetic learners, right? Some kids just prefer to read and learn. Some kids have to write things out. Some kids have to look at pictures to understand anything, right? So it's different in learning. Your child's specific style of learning can really help make homework a lot easier.
Any how to know how to learn what their ways, like
yeah, there is like little quizzes online that you can do, like just Google learning style quiz, and you can find a whole bunch, and you can answer it for your child, and then I'll tell you specifically. I find that a lot of boys, a lot of kids elementary age are more hands-on kinesthetic learners.
Yeah. Visual learners.
But yeah, like the way they teach in class isn't always that way, but you can help them learn something at home through through doing it hands-on, right? If they, or maybe by moving, right? Maybe they need to memorize a dua or a surah, right? Maybe it helps for them to pace back and forth to learn it, right? Maybe it helps to be outdoors. Maybe it helps, I don't know, to just do it in a different way that's not.
Sign language is tough.
Yeah.
So like they'll be like, Allah.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great suggestion.
Like, you do the whole thing.
Yeah,
Amazing, yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, if you know sign language yourself,
I don't,
teach
but I
your
look
kids.
up specific things for
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
And so it
Movements,
helps a lot.
movements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
movement generally. Like if they can remember all these dance moves, like that's
Right, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right,
the connection just needs to be built.
Right,
you know?
right.
right.
I think
So
we
kind of-
said.
Yeah, they do a good job
Right.
with that with
school.
yeah, with Tini was too and stuff.
Yeah. That's actually, that's a good idea, yeah.
And so we talked about establishing a routine before, but right, ideally you want your kids to come home, unpack their bag, have a snack, maybe have a little bit of a break right before they start homework right away. Right, and like you said, homework is best done in a quiet space where there's no distractions, right? You want to make sure that they have all the things before they start, right? Not they took out their paper, okay, but now there's no pencil, there's nothing else to write, so you make sure that the area where they're sitting has maybe one of those, what do you call those boxes with all the supplies? Yeah, the caddy. That it has everything, maybe pencils, markers, a sharpener, anything that they might need, and then it could go to different rooms or wherever you have your kids sit, right? Not somewhere where the TV's on in the background, or there's a big window where there's cars going by, right? You don't want to put your child in that position, because anyone could be distracted by that, not only children, right? They're more prone to distractions, right? So yeah, like you said, using the timer, that kind of thing. Rewards are also a big thing. I know there's a lot of parents that think that I'm not going to reward my kid for doing what they're supposed to do, right? I'm going to reward them for doing something extra, over beyond, right? But that's not how this generation works. Well, as much as we want to have our kids be like us, right? They're different, very different in this generation, and they do have this expectation that if you want me to listen or obey or whatever, do what you're asking me, that there has to be something in it for me, right? So it could be something small. It doesn't have to be something like you go out to the store and buy them a toy or something that they really want, right? It could be something small. It could be a sticker chart. It could be anything, especially younger kids. They love any little sticker, any little reward, right? Anything that they can play with. So just showing that you are proud of them for doing the things that they have to do, and rewarding them for that. You can come up with your own rewards.
Right. Well, I just want to add that what I like about the reward system is that I like to ask them, for my older kids, I like to ask them, if you do what needs to be done throughout the week, what is it that you want? So throwing it back at them so that they kind of feel like they're part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
I usually use time at the reward. So I'll say I'll be if you guys do X, Y, Z by 7, then you guys can watch something for half an hour. Or I'll say if you guys do a really good job in the morning, when you come home, I won't make you start your homework at 4. You can start at 4:05.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's it. That works too. Yeah.
ownership of your time.
Right. Yeah.
Right, so moving
Partnering with the school. So yeah. So one of the things that I do want to stress on, that definitely advocating for your child, right? Whether they're in private school or public school, communicating with teachers, staff regularly to understand what is going on in the classroom. And if you are noticing something at home, to giving feedback to the teacher. Yes, I've noticed X, Y, or Z at home. And have you noticed something? So it's like collaboration that school and parents need to work on and build that relationship. Ask about classroom support, if there is any additional tutoring services, or if you could provide tutoring. And we have counseling now, so alhamdulillah, so if counseling can come in. We also have OT services that we're working with. If you feel like your child needs OT services, reach out to me, reach out to Miss Linda, and then we can talk about what that would look like.
And what's
OT is occupational therapy, so what we are talking about, they work hands-on. with the student in
So,
class.
so they might do like something like with a student, like what I described, right? Take their backpack and say, okay, let's organize this. Let's see how we can make this backpack lighter or less cluttered or whatnot, and they'll actually work on that. So it's more like a hands-on type of thing. But OT covers, it's a big umbrella. It covers a lot of different things. But I just wanted to say that sharing what works at home with the teacher can go a long way. Right. If there's a certain strategy or whatnot that you do at home and your child responds very well, and maybe at school they're having trouble with, tell the teacher, hey, I do this, and this is how it's a good idea. Like, that's always a good idea.
So I just want to emphasize, like when we bring in an OT, right, that doesn't mean we are labeling the child. These are some skills that the student is struggling with, and they can hone these skills as they move along through the process, and then you can transition out. It's any type of service. Okay, so I put this in here purposely because I want to talk about this. A lot of times when we hear about executive functioning, we think something's wrong with our students, right? So executive functioning is just about academics. That's a lie. Executive functioning, like planning, organization, impulse control, emotional regulation, affects every part of life, from relationships and self-care to work and school. So it's all throughout person's life. Kids will grow out of it. They will learn they will learn the skills while executive functioning skills naturally develop over time. Some children and adults need explicit teaching strategies and support. Without it, difficulties can persist into adolescent and adulthood.
How many adults do we know that don't know how to plan ahead and are always late to things and can't seem to like organize themselves enough to like do a task or do a get together, whatnot, right? It happens, right? There's a lot of adults that grow up and they don't do these things, right? They don't plan ahead, they don't organize.
Right. And then that's when we can talk about like anxiety and stress and like depression comes in because they're not able to complete the skills. Myth 3, struggles with executive functioning means laziness or lack of motivation. That is not true. Executive functioning challenges are brain-based, not character flaws. A child who forgets homework or can't stay on task isn't lazy. They may need structure, scaffolding, or tools to strengthen their executive functioning. Myth 4, executive functioning is fixed and can't be improved. Skills can be built and strengthened through practice, coaching, routines, and supportive environment, much like muscle grow with exercise, right? Myth 5, only children with ADHD or learning disability struggle with executive functioning. I speak for somebody who already has, my child has ADHD and struggles with executive functioning, but I also have another child who doesn't have ADHD and struggles with organization and all the skills that we talked about. So while executive functioning challenges are common in ADHD, they can affect transitions or increased demands. Myth 6, technology and apps are the best solution for EF problems. Tools can help, but lasting improvement comes from teaching strategies like chunking tasks, using visual reminders, and practicing self-monitoring, not just relying on apps. So the key takeaway here is EF skills are essential for life success. With the right strategies and support, anyone can strengthen them. So one of the things that we learned about at the beginning of the school year, we had a whole executive functioning workshop for all the teachers. And one of the things that she said was, the coach said, changing the way, like reframing your question, reframing the thought process, right? So instead of asking, why is my child acting like this? Try, which executive functioning skills does my child need support with right now? Or what executive functioning skills is lagging right here and how can I scaffold it? What skill is hard right now? Planning, starting, focusing, shifting, remembering, or managing and feeling. So managing feelings. So specifically, what does my child need support with? So breaking each skill down. What support can I add to make this task doable? So making it easy so that we're actually not labeling the child, right? So we're gonna be able to make it as supportive as possible.
So here are some resources. The first one is this book, Smart But Scattered. This is like a whole book of strategies on how to teach your child different things, how to stay focused, how to plan ahead, how to follow through on tasks, right? It looks massive, but there is actual like worksheets and things in here that you can use, right?
Each appropriate.
It is. So I went ahead and printed a little bit of a questionnaire for each grade level. So it goes from preschool all the way to 8th grade. It's different grade bands. So basically, if you like are questioning if my kid struggles with executive functioning, right? Answer the questionnaire and like you could score it, and then you will see. It tells you on the back like what the scores mean. But this is a great book and a great resource to have just in general to like teach your kids different things about executive functioning. This is also another book. This is a workbook for kids. There are, same thing, a lot of activities and fun things in here to do to kind of teach different things. I use this with students.
So this is the book.
Yeah, I go ahead and take like worksheets out of here if I know a student is struggling with a certain skill, and we work on it together, like goal setting and management, how to fill out your planner, how to plan ahead for a project or whatnot. This is a great workbook. These are both able to be bought on Amazon as well.
And it's
And-
also age appropriate, like age.
Right, yes, it is.
And there's a prime deal going on for that right now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so you can purchase either one of these and take a look at it on your own. Also,
Yeah.
this website, Child Mind Institute, is a really good website, a really good resource. If you click on it, we'll share the slides, and if you click on it, it'll go straight to the website. A lot of the tips for today were from that website, so you're able to look through and read more about it.
There's timer here, mindfulness thing that Headspace. What's Headspace?
It's for mindfulness teaching, relaxation, and how to do deep breathing and that kind of thing. It's different kind of app.
So yeah, there are various variety of apps that you can use for like mindfulness, and mindfulness is just about being in the present, being mindful of what you do and how you react, and how to like use a filter, right? Don't just blurt things out. So I think this app could be beneficial.
Mhm.
And then book Smart But Scattered. It's a really good book. Check that out. And I do
Takeaways.
yep, executive functioning skills are essential life tools. Parents can support growth with consistency, patience, and collaboration.
Yeah,
And
consistency is key. Obviously, patience. Our kids always try our patience. So, maybe taking a moment to yourself. If you realize you're feeling frustrated with your child, and doing deep breathing exercises, you can actually show that your child that you are doing that, right? Something I do is I say astaghfirullah, and it get like signals them right away to be like, okay, she's frustrated. Okay, all right, we need to start doing what we gotta do.
I found this little tidbit here. It goes, "Hey, brain, ready to do some work? No, memes, please. Okay, memes it is, but then work, right?"
That is like my 8th grader. Before he starts, you gotta look through YouTube first.
Okay. All right. So thank you for attending. Our next workshop is going to be December 9th. We'll have that go out, inshallah, a week before. Parent circles. We had to move the parent circle to next week because it was conflicting with what we had going on for this, inshallah. Any questions, comments, concerns? Concerns should be brought up to admin, not me. So clear it out. Anything else y'all want to add? Take these.
Yeah.
And when I
So there's preschool, kindergarten. The second one is, I think, first grade to third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and sixth grade. Yeah.
This is the preschool.
It's a back and forth, yeah. So you would score it on your own and kind of check out if your kids struggle with executive functioning. And I'm sure you won't be surprised based on our talk today.
So I have like a concern. I'm not sure about where to.
Yeah, thank you.
So it's really nice to still.
Yeah, thank
One
you.
of my daughters, she is very like for the
I looked over it, in this one, and I
like
like what it says.
but
These are twins.
It says,
Okay.
brings in
But
boys
since
from
you
outside
started-
outdoors every
Yeah.
use at the end of the day.
I've been having this issue like
That's it.
a very big girl.
Yeah.
Like she, I take care of her in the car. He's just like it's raining on, but for some reason, like I don't know why, I keep asking to see. I feel like maybe she started. But once we stood at 12, she started. She starts crying. Stop.
Thank you so much. We will be emailing our PowerPoint to everyone, inshallah. If you have any questions, feel free to ask here. We will be on for the next couple of minutes. Or you can definitely reach out to me. I'm Miss Saida, and to Miss Linda for any questions, inshallah. Oh my God. I got your email
The only thing
for
that's
the, so,
let's talk. For NTPSC, that and once I
Yeah, yeah.
it's so they take the only thing I see is the direct me to see.
Mhm.
But
academic teachers,
so we don't trust it's even finding it's easy at this longer anymore. And like I don't know, like I can't blame my it's on the problem. Like we like takes me about an hour. Like I'm crying.
To calm her down.
You know, it's
She doesn't share anything that's going on. Like is anyone bothering her? Like, does she tell you any of that?
no, she doesn't. She said I asked her. She said no, but maybe she's tired. But you know, can't forget.
Yeah, it's just they,
She's in preschool, so it's very young. Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna do it. That's the thing. Like,
So at dismissal, what happens at dismissal? There's like 15 minutes before you can pick them both up, right? Like, because you have to come at 3:45, right? As the siblings.
No, they both of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, they get dismissed earlier. Okay.
No, they are twins in the same class.
Okay. So they get dismissed at what time?
3.
Okay. Is there a time where they're sitting with other kids at dismissal or no? No. Okay. So you're picking them up right away. And you're saying like right when she gets home, she starts like crying and like, okay. Have you tried distracting her? Have you tried like a different routine? Like giving her something that she enjoys at home right away when she gets home, or like telling her I have a surprise for you when you get home, something like that. Have you tried any of that?
I tried it like when you had to leave like everybody had like right after the effort, so I know that and they like it.
Mhm.
But also one of the issues we live far away.
Okay.
Like something 45 minutes away.
And which area?
Lincoln Park.
Okay. Wow. That's a drive.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes she falls asleep in the car and I'm trying to wake her up
Oh,
to start.
yeah, the tantrum starts. Yeah. I've dealt with that. I'm still dealing with that with my first grader. Yeah, and I only live 25 minutes away, and that happens as well. But giving them, like, for my son, what works is giving him something he's looking forward to. Like, okay, now you can watch a show for 15 minutes. Now you can have your favorite toy. Look, I have it. It's waiting for you in the house, like that. Like, because I parked in my garage, and, like, by the time I get him out. But like trying to like externally motivate them something that they like and that they're distracted, or just telling them like what can I do to make you feel better right now. Just validating their feelings. I understand you're upset, you're crying. Can you tell me what I can do to make you feel better? sometimes they come up with good ideas.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem.
For the workshop. Yeah.
Sorry, go.
Were you here for the workshop?
No, I was trying to get on the Instagram, but I'm very good with Instagram,
Okay.
and it just wasn't working. But I had an appointment, so I just got out. But I wanted to grab the hand.
Yeah.
And then I'll be more.
So these are like questionnaires if you are questioning whether your child has
But also she
struggles with executive functioning
Yeah.
based on grade level.
there have been times when we can't stimulate all the time. So, it doesn't make it
It's really hard to say. Some days they're better at this than others.
Yeah.
So it's going to be available online, right?
Yes.
So then I'll probably just watch it and then use these guys.
I'm sure.
Yes.
That's good. Thank you for coming.
Oh. And that was it. So honestly, we don't know what's going on. It's probably a certain short-term thing now. So once she's one of us, sorry. And I realized that so I think she did she work with long pants first month. I forgot I had to get this meeting right. So I think I might be so that's up triggered.
Sorry, go. كيف حالك?
And stuff. So it was okay. That's why she told me all the hands. She told me, but they didn't mean anything else. She like went on yeah, okay. Yeah, but I worried today was yeah, that's what figured. She was fine afterwards, and then the whole class made go out. So that's yeah, that helped. Yeah, if this happens, even if maybe now, at least I'll be nice and especially. But it happened at the end of the day, so everybody was like, yeah, you know, whenever you get experience, yeah. I mean, she wasn't even worrying about it. That's when it kind of like. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. And then that's when I think that's why came up to one. Yeah. Thank you. Take care.
This is, yeah, I'll take that. How-